Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Do not attempt this at home. Vitiated how to will not be responsible because you decided to be a cheap ass and not hire a professional.
On with the show.
Well, now that we got everybody all raising hell and being a bunch of whiners because PBS is being defunded and everybody's all in an uproar now, and well, yeah, I know my opinion don't really matter. It's pretty fucking useless, but
This got
I'm
500
from that
million
generation
views in 2.5 weeks.
Mr. Rogers
It was so
raised
bad
us.
that
Literally.
Facebook crashed over it.
PBS in general raised us. Why? Because every one of Gen X's parents were shit parents. Some shape, form, or fashion. We were the feral generation. Some of us had TV, some of us didn't. The poorer ones, we didn't have TVs. The middle class and the rich kids did. But there was occasions here and there, and when I'd be over a friend's house, or when I would dig a TV out of the garbage and take it home, then I would have a TV. But the only time I ever got to watch TV was on the weekend. If then. But there's been many a times, or when the person supposed to be raising me was doing shit she wasn't supposed to be doing, and put me in front of the TV. Me and my sibling. So there's that. But back then, Mr. Rogers' PBS, where in his own words, a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl, and a boy will do a boy stuff and girls will do girl stuff. It's his own episode. Go find it. And then when you had Sesame Street, that would be in their equality, which equality now and equality back then is two different definitions. Equality now is pretty much segregated to a specific group, and then everybody else gets left out. Yeah, kind of along the lines of George Floyd. But back to what I was saying. Anyway, so PBS pretty much raised us. And Mr. Rogers had a respect from people that no one on this planet has had pretty much in probably at least 200 years. That man could go to a restaurant, sit down, and that entire fucking restaurant would shut the fuck up. I mean, shut the fuck up and stop what they were fucking doing. And he didn't have to say a word. He didn't even have to acknowledge them. And it was done. That's not fear. That is a respect for someone that there ain't nobody on this fucking planet right now will ever get. Or ever will get. But you guys, and I know there's a lot of you, that think there is a problem with defunding PBS, then you're probably the fucking problem. Because you can go back to 2008. Yeah, I know it's pretty date specific. And there was also another time that PBS really did some moronic shit. Was right around 2013. And it just went downhill. When you start pushing an agenda, I gotta figure out how to say this without YouTube hitting it, on a somewhat fetish style of life, and pushing that agenda, and then you take Sesame Street and you put two black characters, specifically black characters, I don't know why the fuck you did that, but I do remember that. And you left it at that. Now, if you would have done all the races on the planet on Sesame Street, I'm all for that. That to me is equality. You're representing all of them. Now, when you start getting into the mental illness of shit, gotta watch how I say this too, where a lot of these people really hasn't learned the English language and understand what they're trying to identify as, and you start pushing that bullshit, kind of like what Disney has done and Transformers has done, then we have a fucking problem. A major problem. Because as a child, I was in enough abusive shit. And for these types of places to force this kind of bullshit on a child, that is fucked up. It is the parents' job to make sure that child knows whether he's a boy or a girl at that little age. It's also the parents' job, and as much as I just fucking agree with this, to teach them whatever political dumb shit they want to. That is their child. That is their right. That is one of few rights I will admit people have. And everybody else needs to mind their own fucking business. But when you put it on public broadcasting station, there's a problem. And yes, these are the same assholes that forced the music industry to put parent advisories on CDs, cassettes, and records because it had a couple cuss words in it, or because it was considered mature subject matter. So, mature subject matter shouldn't be on public broadcasting that's for kids in the first fucking place. Nextly, I know I'm gonna catch a lot of hate for this, but I don't give a fuck. I don't care. The dumb bullshit about Trump. When Sesame Street was making fun of him. Was it funny? Yeah, it was funny. Did it need to be in a kid's show? Fuck no. It should never been on Sesame Street at all. Now, should it have been on South Park? Fuck yeah. That's where it should have been. But Sesame Street, no. And that's another problem with your biased bullshit from PBS. Kids don't need political garbage crammed down their fucking throats. That's kind of like what Adolf Hitler did. But yet you said everybody says he's a bad person. But most Americans are doing the exact same shit Hitler did. You ask clowns just don't see it as what Hitler did. Because Jews ain't dying. But it's the same bullshit. Same propaganda. Same force feeding the children the bullshit you want them to see and hear. Like fucking Disney's doing with all their dumb shit. Transformers and their dumb shit. I mean, Hitler did that for the entire time of World War II. Now, U.S. cons have been doing this since 2008. And you wonder why kids are acting the way they're acting. During the Rogers PBS, we did some dumb shit as kids. We did. We really did. But, and I'm speaking for my generation. The millennials after that, and the dumbasses after that, and the dumbasses after that. That just snowballed from my generation being participation trophy parents. And it's fucked up. But we did not do that extreme dumb shit you guys are doing now. Why? Schools were better. Just go back and watch the fucking shows. Go back and watch the shows prior to 2008, prior to 2006. Go watch them all. Yeah, there were some that were kind of provocative. Some were this, some were that. But they were on certain times a day where children were supposed to be in bed and different other things. And then you fast forward a little bit, then the shit's on all the time. Then you fast forward a little bit more, now you're force feeding it into kids' fucking cartoons and the kids shows. And then you wonder why kids are committing suicide because they don't know if they're supposed to be a boy or a girl because their parents cramming down their throat that they're fucking binary. Or, oh, this is my favorite one. My favorite one. A little boy comes home, asks his mom, is he gay? They ask him, why did he ask that? And he told them that so many people in his class were that way, and they were picking on him because he wasn't. That he didn't know if he was supposed to be or not. That kind of dumb shit right there, Mr. Rogers would be so fucking embarrassed over and so disappointed, it's unfucking real. But yeah, you guys are forcing those types of agendas that should be at home, not forcing in school, trying to force everybody else's bullshit because they didn't get enough attention when they were kids. So now they're projecting onto their children the attention they want. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. But me personally, I'm glad PBS is going to be bye. I mean, it's sad and it sucks because it raised two generations and we turned out pretty good for the most part. Even though we raised some badass kids. I didn't personally, but my generation had a big hand in on the participation trophy generation. But it is what it is. And does it suck? Yeah, it sucks. Can you still find some of the shows? Yeah. But replacing shows like Mr. Rogers that were wholesome. Then you got the, what is the other one? The Waltons. Up until a certain point. I think when John Boy went to Vietnam, when they started talking about the Vietnam, that was something different. And then you got the Andy Griffith Show, which some things were kind of here, kind of there. And Andy's even said it himself. There's certain things he's done on the show that he regret doing it because it was a family show. And because of the time, they wanted him to do it and he really didn't. So there was that. But now he regrets doing it because of the type of show it was for and what it conveyed. So it is what it is. Maybe one day all this shit will be done and over with and we'll go back to the way it was back in the 90s and early 2000s.